Hey everyone, welcome back to the Poplar Report. I am back at the Poplar Studios here in Pittsburgh, aka my upstairs bedroom. U.S. military drills just kicked off in Finland. It is right on the Russian border, previously neutral. And we also need to talk about some hurricane developing in the Caribbean. Tornadoes having hit Oklahoma. We need to talk about that. No warnings apparently sent by the government. We got walking pneumonia kicking off and rapidly spreading among kids, especially here in the U.S. Oh, and it's election day, friends. That, and we got a story about a family that was prepared for an emergency that they had. That's a heartwarming story. And I'm going to answer your most asked question. How much weight did Steve lose on his trip? Let's talk about that and more. Welcome to the Poplar Report. I'm Steve Poplar. I'm an accountant by trade, and these are your updates that you guys are sending in from all over the world about what is going on out there to keep you up to date, much more than the mainstream media. If you have an update that you'd like to share, please use the word update somewhere in your comment. It can be on this video or on any video on this channel. Before we dive in, we do want to thank our sponsor, Genesis Gold Group. They help people with retirement accounts to get more stable. And if there's anything we need in this election season, it's something that's a little more stable. So if you want to move your investments, if you want to move your retirement accounts over to gold or some of it over to gold, you might want to talk to Jonathan and his team. There'll be a link at the end of the video. All right, let's start off in Finland because that has the biggest potential of being something absolutely crazy. Finland used to be neutral. And throughout the Cold War, the idea was Finland would stay neutral in order to not provoke Russia. Well, now Finland is part of NATO and doesn't really care about provoking Russia because the United States and NATO are having the largest artillery drill ever in their country now, right on Russia's border. Gee, wonder why they would be provoked by NATO. Because we do this stuff all the time and we don't even think about it. Mainstream media won't even cover it. That's for sure. OU fan says, we had 7 tornadoes in Oklahoma last night. They were in Oklahoma City area, several hurt. This was Monday morning. Tactical Matt also sharing some information here about that. Oklahoma early this morning between 1 a.m. and 3 a.m. Several large damaging tornadoes were on the ground simultaneously in the Oklahoma City metro area. And there was no issuance of a tornado warning. The excuse being that the National Weather Service was not adequately staffed. Anyone with a decent weather app could have seen the debris ball associated with at least one of the tornadoes near the Oklahoma City metro. This is absolutely unacceptable, especially since we just sent hundreds of millions of dollars in military aid this past Friday. Billions, anyway, to the ongoing black hole in Eastern Europe. Sounds like a gross negligence case to me. Now, 6 people were taken to the hospital. Thankfully, there were no fatalities. With the Caribbean hurricane, is now, it's not a hurricane yet. It's projected to become a hurricane and definitely a named storm. It's going to go through Cuba, which really kind of throws everyone's projections off because that's really going to break up the storm a good bit, and then it's either going to re-strengthen or something. But estimates now have it looking like it's going to hit Louisiana, Mississippi, Texas area in the Gulf. They're looking at late Friday or early Saturday. Strength unknown at this time. Once it clears Cuba, then we will have a much better picture of how strong it's going to be and kind of where it's going to go. So this looks like it's going to be the last named storm of the season, hopefully of the season. So we're hoping for that. All right, after another Elon Musk interview, Joe Rogan has now endorsed Donald Trump. Now, a bunch of you don't know who Joe Rogan is. Most of you probably don't care so much. I don't really personally care so much. But Joe Rogan has been, well, he is a very, very popular person out there, and he has been very adamantly in the center and independent and refusing to endorse either candidate. But now he has picked a side, and I think that actually is going to make a little bit of an impact out there. So we got Leslie saying Walmart says that they will not accept damaged $1 bills in Alabama. So we're talking about this with Bank of America has started to reject damaged $1 bills, and now we see Walmarts in Alabama not accepting damaged $1 bills. This is a game, like I said, that happens all the time overseas. And I just looking at the screen here and just want to remind everyone why we have the Texas flag up here. This is a We Stand with Texas in the crisis that they have down on their southern end with what's happening, all the folks that are coming. So we want to make sure that we have this up here to stand with Texas. I'm not in Texas, but we stand with Texas, and that's to remind us of one of the largest crises that we are facing as a country right now with all these people coming in, all the others. Lacey says Northern California Walmart had 2 containers of whole milk on the shelf, just 2. Eggs stocked back up, but nearly double the price from a couple of weeks ago. We're hearing this. Some people are saying egg prices are real low in their area, and then other people are like, eggs are gone. Eggs are super expensive. We're seeing hit or miss kind of pricing and availability out there. Local Winco's milk stocked, but price went from $3.54 up to $4.05. We're hearing rumors out there that milk is being destroyed instead of sold because it has bird flu in it. And a bunch of you guys are like, bird flu in cows? That just doesn't even make sense. Well, friends, you need to trust the science. Stop asking questions and just go with the flow. Or at least that's what we're being told. And that's what we're being told is more and more a really bad idea to follow. Whether you're a kid who's struggling with your body, probably shouldn't do what you're told by the folks at school. Even if they're teachers and administrators and everything like that, and doctors. Jan in Allentown, there was a Russian gentleman who was fortunate enough to board the wrong train and eventually found himself in the U.S. instead of back in Russia. He remarked that the citizenry back there had been so brainwashed that he, as he put it, voting for the meat grinder. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? I think the same thing is happening here. They keep being promised shiny beads while they're losing their homes and their jobs. They're just getting ground up. Silly voters. It is election day, friends. Make sure that your vote counts and make sure your vote goes to the right person. I know most of you or many of you have already voted. You've said so. But if you haven't, make sure you get out there and encourage folks that are going to vote the right way. Make sure that they get out there and vote too. And if they need some assistance getting to the polls, help them if you can. If you can give somebody a ride, please do that. Starseed says, please alert everyone that there is an uptick of walking pneumonia in children. It doesn't exhibit the same symptoms as traditional pneumonia, although I have a JACE case with amoxicillin. I did not have that one that was age appropriate for my child. Luckily, the pediatrician was able to prescribe a Z-Pack for my child, who is now fine. Just a note to all, make sure that you have JACE cases for kids and teens. An alternate to that is make sure that you know the dosages and everything like that, and then there are, make sure you have good pet medications, particularly for fish, right? You can get Z-Pack stuff for fish, and make sure you know your dosages and all that. The Last Pirate says, update, what is everyone wearing for the Civil War? Make sure you have your outfit picked out. Make sure you have your outfit picked out. And friends, one of the most popular things to wear for the Civil War is going to be a face mask, but make sure you also cover your eyes. Facial recognition can identify you based on how far your eyes are from each other and the shape of your eyes. So make sure you cover up your eyes as well as your face. Hey, if you threw all your masks out in disgust, you're missing out, because that's going to be one of the most popular things that people are going to wear in the Civil War. So make sure you have your masks, and this would be a good time to stock up on those. And make sure you pay cash for those, right? All right, creepy little critter, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Eggs are over $6 a dozen. Yikes. Okay, now I normally don't like just sharing prices, because one area versus another area, it's hard to tell anything with that. But $6 a dozen, I think we'd all agree that that is too high. And that is at a normally the lowest priced store. Supply chains are being disrupted out there when it comes to eggs, friends. We got mass cullings of egg-laying hens again. Why don't they want us to have eggs? One must ask this question. Why don't they want us to have eggs? And there's some answers out there. If you go down the search hole, if you go down the conspiracy alley, you will find that that there is a lot of conversations about why they don't want you to have eggs. Love to Decorate says, Costco is out of eggs yet again. My husband went yesterday and I had eggs on the list and they did not have any. Last time he was there, they did not have any eggs either. And I got some more reports from folks that I'm going to summarize with just this statement. Aldi is rationing eggs across much of the United States, at least. I got a whole bunch of reports on you guys in different places, but we're going to skip reading those because it's just better to summarize it that way. Highlander says, Frankfort, Kentucky Walmart went to grab some last-minute supplies on Monday night just in case Tuesday gets squirrely. Is Tuesday going to get squirrely? I don't know if Tuesday is going to get squirrely, but Wednesday surely might. Friends, you might still have a good day here to get out there and get stocked up. I'm going to be doing that. I just got back, so I have no fresh eggs. All my eggs are frozen right now. So I need to get stocked up, maybe get a little dairy. So I'm going to be getting stocked up on my trip out. Granola bars fronted. This is Frankfort, Kentucky once again. Lots of buckets, but no lids. Bottled water is short, but frankly, I'm surprised they are not all gone. I started looking around and found a lot more items were fronted, maybe near cough levels. Eggs seemed well stocked. Dairy has been short here for a while now. At 5 p.m., there was a lot of people shopping, but most don't really have a lot in their carts. Prices, friends. Prices up. People really struggling. They want to shop. They want to get stocked up, but who can afford at these prices, right? I'm looking forward to massive discounts because I'm back in the United States, and man, things were expensive over in Portugal and Spain and these other places. Oftentimes I was shopping at little tiny grocery stores. Man, things were expensive. So count your blessings that you're not in Europe, at least. Food's cheaper here, that's for sure. Not as healthy, but it's cheaper. From Ashley in Oregon, and then I'll share my weight loss and kind of what my plan is kind of going forward for me for staying in shape. Not an update from Ashley in Oregon, but a story to show the importance of preparedness. We live rurally. While we were out and about, my husband was cutting an apple for our kids. The knife slipped and he cut his finger pretty badly. I had a first aid kit in the car, good, and was able to clean it properly, wrap in sterile gauze, and elevate. Had the route to the ER already planned out. He did get stitches as the blade as the cut wouldn't stop gushing. Always carry even at least a simple first aid kit, but a bit more than Band-Aids. and know your emergency routes. Thanks, Steve, for all your preparedness advice and for the updates. Well, I'm glad you guys were prepared, and I'm glad your husband is all right. Even with the stitches, he's going to look like Frankenstein. It's going to be great. Frankenstein's monster. Let's be correct, right? All right, so I was gone for 2 months. You didn't see these flags for 2 months, and I lost about 35 pounds. Now, remember, I just walked 490 miles plus the bunch of the walking that I did elsewhere on the lead up to that, and then kind of around. So I put on a lot of muscle weight. So 35 pounds lost overall, but I also put on muscle weight. So I don't know, maybe I could guess about 50 pounds of fat, possibly. That's a big deal, friends. Like I said, sometimes the best thing to do is, little small changes and little tweaks. But when you keep trying to tweak, but you're enough in a rut that you keep getting back into that rut. Sometimes what you need to do is you need to turn that wheel hard, and you need to do something a little more dramatic, a little more drastic, to get that first initial, to get out of that rut, to get some new patterns, get some new habits built. Part of the thing was like I didn't want to go out and walk because I was so out of shape. And I was so out of shape that I didn't want to exercise. You see, some of these things can be self-reinforcing. And so sometimes we need to break the mold and we need to do something completely different. All right, so in addition to voting today, which I highly recommend for everybody, I'll be hitting the gym to try to do my first jog. I'm still a little heavy for that, but honestly, I don't have enough time in the day to walk enough that I need to walk, right? So I'm thinking I need to jog. I need to move towards running because running will give me the exercise I need, but it will do so in a confined enough time period that I can still manage that for every day. So I'm going to go to the gym for my first run. I'm going to vote. I'm going to get stocked up. Hopefully you guys are doing very similar things today. If you've already voted, then helping other people to vote or to get people out to the polls. Maybe send a few texts to some of your friends or family members just to make sure that they did vote. Or if you want to give people a call, touch base with people, just see how they're doing, and then just bring up, oh, did you vote already? And just make sure that everyone has gotten out there to do their thing. Every little bit of encouragement that you can do may help get another vote on the wall, right? All right, friends, thanks so much for joining with us. If you want to get some more information from Genesis Gold, there's a link right there on the screen. If you want to check out another video from this channel, there's one right up there. Thanks so much for joining with me on the travel, and welcome back here to Pittsburgh. I'll see you guys later. Steve Poplar of the Poplar Report, out.